If you're a geek, have a listen. We got the news, this week's edition. Talking movies, games, TV, and comics. Turn it up, Field of Geeks Podcast. It's the Field of Geeks Podcast. It's the Field of Geeks Podcast. It's the Field of Geeks Pod. Field of Geeks. You're listening to the Field of Geeks Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Field of Geeks episode 187. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dave.
All right, 187. I know it's kind of a bad title. Is it 187 the murder code?
I don't know.
Or am I wrong? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe it's fine.
Murder code?
Huh?
Murder code?
Yeah, isn't it? 187? Samuel Jackson was in 187 back in the day? No?
I have no idea.
Maybe I'm wrong, but everyone out there, check us out. And,
Chase is young.
Check that out. Yes. So, yeah, a lot of changes here, obviously. Visual. Got some new members. We're going to get into that. But first, I thought we could start things off with an icebreaker. James Hong, 92-year-old actor, 8-decade-long career. He's been in Great Trouble, Little China.
Big Trouble, Little China.
What'd I say?
Great Trouble.
Great Trouble. Oh, my gosh.
It was great.
The original title was great.
Large.
My sources tell me.
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
Sources tell me.
I don't know why they changed it.
Big Trouble, yes. Thank you. Yes, Big Trouble. Played David Lopan. He was in Wayne's World 2. Everything, Everywhere, All
He
at
was the
Once.
dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did the dubbing. Yes. And his newest film was Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which is kind of like an indie, but it's had like a lot of great traction. It actually went into the multiverse concept before Strange and the MCU, so super cool. Revenge of the Nerds 2. He taught Booger how to burp better, so that's
Absolutely.
awesome. Blade Runner. He was in Blade Runner. There you go.
You're welcome.
There you go. Thank you, James.
Cut around that, Chase.
No, I refuse.
But yeah,
That stays.
His career started back in 59, I believe. So he's been in Hawaii Five-0, the original, Perry Mason, Man from U.N.C.L.E. So yeah, he got his star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame after all this time. So
Oh, there's a bow on the screen.
We can't see the screen, Dave.
Oh, shit, sorry. You're missing out, people
It
at
took
home.
a long time for this guy to get a
yeah,
recognition.
right, it did. Yeah, it had.
That was
just
crisp. I'm the only one with headphones just to make sure everything doesn't catch on
it's fine,
fire.
yeah,
but
yeah.
that was some ASMR right there.
Well, what's unfortunate is the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's you have to campaign it to get your star. It's not just given to you. You have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So GoFundMe was set up back in 2020 for him by actor Daniel Day Kim. And so after all that success it had, they were able to get his star, and he was on a 2-year wait list, which everyone is on. So
Yeah.
Can I get a star?
If you pay for it.
Any of us can nominate anybody. So I have a birthday coming up. Just telling you.
Really?
And I'll
No,
wait
no
2
shit.
years.
So, like,
Yeah.
any of us sitting at this table could get a star.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't know if you know this. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
We could afford the fee. $250 is the application fee. You do need $50,000 in the end, though, to help create, install, and upkeep it. So, monthly installments maybe we could do. I don't know.
I got
Hey,
it.
Josh, quick note. Just try to stay in front of the microphone.
sure,
You just
yeah.
sound like you're speaking away from it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Sorry about
and
that.
adjust it as need be.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good, my man.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, about James Hong, I just want to say, most iconic role for me growing up, he was in a legendary film called Balls of Fury, the only great ping pong movie. And
The only, right?
yes, he played the blind ping pong master.
Oh, my gosh. Of course.
And had some of the greatest monologues ever put to film.
Yep.
Several about prostitutes. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
I respect the hell out of that man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm so glad. A lot of. So you said it was it Korean cinema he came from, or Korea? Is he
No,
Korean?
actually, he's born in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, so, but his heritage wise, because I know he's been in many foreign films. He even directed some scandalous films in
Did
his
he?
early days. Yes, he did. I if you don't know this fact, James Hong in his film career has had hundreds of acting credits, but he has a few directing credits for some very what do they call it? Softcore pornos.
Wow.
Yes.
News to me.
I know. This is really early in his career. He's nowhere near. This might have been in the 60s and 70s, I think.
Oh, okay, sure. I know he did dub part in Godzilla, one of the old classic Godzillas. So I know that's in Steve's.
Yeah, I was just gonna say porn was rampant in the 70s.
Oh, for sure.
1979, Teen Lust. he
Ooh.
directed.
Oh,
No, I'm good. I got
only made one, huh?
I think
Well,
I'm-
I don't know. I just pulled one that
Yeah,
just
yeah,
sounded.
yeah.
you just were
Wasn't it
you were
trilogy?
googling teen lust and then that came up. You're like,
Absolutely. I'm like,
that's
well,
ironic.
Yeah, that's not innocuous at all. It's pretty in your face title.
Well, that should have got him the star for sure. I mean,
Oh,
really, right?
absolutely. If
I'm
not the
reading it
star, at
in,
least an Academy Award.
Yeah. Oh, it's also known as The Girls Next Door and Mom Never Told Me. So I don't know what the hell that means.
Okay.
Sweet heavenly hell.
I,
Thank you.
I need a shower
James
at
Hong,
this point.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
groovy,
good.
groovy, man. Well, his star is next to Carrie Fisher and Michael B. Jordan,
Oh, cool.
and it's the 2,723rd star.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, any of us could have a star. Just need 50,000.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Okay.
her done.
I've got a bunch of different awards, but none that I'd be like, yeah. I mean, I haven't really justifiably gotten any of them.
Emmy.
I don't have an Emmy.
Oh, your company.
Nick, Nick does. He has like 3.
Oh, all right.
But
That's 3 more than I have.
as I say, I think I would like to add that to the roster of awards that I have that I
Yeah.
don't really feel like I deserve.
Well,
Right, Chase?
Yeah, we got a couple of them on the wall over there too.
Yeah, that's for the company though.
Even
Yeah, you're-
applying for it, paying the $250 fee, you could still put that on your resume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walk of Fame applicant.
Yes,
I don't know if that'll do much, but
Buy your accolades.
Here it is. I printed it off.
right?
Yes. So yeah, I'm happy for him. That's great. That's it's sad that a lot of these stars. It takes a lot of work to get them recognition. Like Adam West had to have a campaign for himself, and
Can I just say though, right?
yeah,
No.
Should we feel sorry? Because all they've done has been in a few movies, right? It's not like they've really done anything of any note. Like
Well-
they didn't.
Well, I just found
I don't
they
know.
did porn,
They didn't
so you
like.
could
They
say
didn't
that's controversial.
invent insulin. Right? Get that guy a
but they
fucking
played
star.
the guy who
Right.
invented insulin.
Right, I'm just
See?
saying, like, why do we worship movie stars so much? Like, oh, they should be recognized.
Well,
for
it's
what?
escapism.
For what? Lying in front of a camera? That's all they do.
Yeah,
Well,
They're like, I'm gonna pretend I'm somebody I'm not, and then I'm also
if
gonna
they can
direct.
do it good,
Then I'm gonna
some
tell
can't.
everything
Method
that mom
acting.
didn't tell me.
Mom,
Nice segue
it's
back
the weirdest
to.
title I've ever.
Was that like overseas title? You know how they change
I don't know.
things?
It's odd that it's known as 3 different titles, though.
Like for instance, Green Hornet overseas back in the day was called the Kato Show, I believe. So, yeah, they do things like that all the time. But yeah, he's a great actor. I really regret that years ago I was at Minneapolis Wizard Con. He was there, and I didn't get his autograph. So, damn it, I was too good for him
Is
that day.
he's still around though, right?
Yeah, 92,
no.
man.
He was
kicking.
he was too good for you.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Love you, James.
That's wise. Yeah, come on the show, James.
Uh-huh.
Iowa, it's not too far from Los Angeles. So, Dave will pay for your ticket, right? You got it.
I got to do a little more work for him to so we can afford that ticket.
There you go.
Yeah, come on,
Shoot a couple videos.
get your shit together. James.
We'll be on a
Actually,
freight
you know what?
plane,
Let's
right?
do that.
UPS package or something like that. Yeah.
We'll get James over here. We'll do another. We'll give him another directing gig. I'll film it.
We're gonna make
It's
great
like
trouble
mid-20s
in China.
lust. Beardy lust.
Senior.
Sadly, Mom told me. That's the sequel.
Well, getting into some updates real quick about the Field of Geeks Network. We've officially welcomed Jonah and Chase to the family. Welcome, Chase. Jonah isn't here, but he's been on the show many times.
Okay.
did.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what makes you a geek.
Yeah. So I've made movies since I was 10 years old.
Love it.
The inspiration behind my choice of career comes from the fact I bought the 2-disc special edition of Star Wars Episode 3 all the way back in 2005 when it came out, and I watched the DVD so many times that it started to like skip and break and everything. So I put the second disc in, which is a really, really in-depth behind the scenes. And I got to see every part of the behind the scenes of making a movie. And I decided when I was watching, I was like, that's what I want to do. Because I had grown up with so many movies, so I'm a big movie geek.
Yeah.
That's my kind of deal. Entertainment's my thing. I big comic guy too. I was a regionally ranked Yu-Gi-Oh player back in the early 2010s.
Nice, nice.
So yeah, just a lot of generally geeky stuff. I was a drama kid. I follow one sport, and that's MMA, because people in anime fight.
Oh, of course, yes.
Like,
yes.
I want to learn how to do that.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
He can do a gnarly roundhouse.
I can.
Ryu style in the air.
Do cartwheels, handstands, that sort of thing.
Nice.
What's funny is I'm not even joking. Like, I'm oddly athletic for such a big guy.
Stout man.
Stout young gentleman.
Brick shit house. Yeah, built, man.
No, you can do the
More
split.
tough.
You can do the splits.
I can't. Yeah, I was
Jesus.
trying it the other day, and
Fucking
I did that once, but it
time
wasn't
cop
planned, and I
style.
saw colors, so.
I was showing my coworkers the other day the splits, but the only thing that was getting in the way was my jeans. It was like I
Right.
was splitting so much that the jeans were like, stop, stop, stop.
We're falling apart.
Yeah, just a little bit,
That's why pants are optional in this office.
which is a real concern, Dave, and I wanted to bring that up.
Well, saying that reminds me, we have our first sponsor, Nexus 6. Dave, please tell us a little bit about Nexus 6.
Well, first of all, you are welcome.
Appreciate it. Checks in the mail. Steve, mail the check.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
So we're a marketing agency based out of here in West Des Moines, telling stories everywhere from websites, graphic design, obviously video, which we got Chase here for. So
I did all this.
Yes.
yes, he
Thank
did.
you.
No, it's an amazing team, a bunch of people that are far more talented than I ever was. So it's awesome to just be a part of it.
Yeah, well, thank you. This
And welcome to the office.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes, I love the space. Yeah. So my office at home is not this big, so it's very nice to have a little breathing room. And I love this location setting we can all meet at. And it's been a long time since we've been back in the studio together.
Yeah.
Any studio. We got a lot of great things coming our way. We got Des Moines Comic-Con next week, starting 21st, running through the 22nd. And we're working on getting some T-shirts made to represent ourselves there. So please say hi, and we'll have business cards. Ooh, that's all we got for now. Sorry, we'll get there. We were gonna get a booth, but next time, baby. Yeah, as Terrence Howard said in Iron Man. Because I'm a geek, I have to prove myself. But a lot of great things. This network has a lot of shows to check out. Got Field of Geeks, obviously. Field of Geeks at the movies. We do commentaries. The Super Unknown with Dave usually and Juan. Star Trek Mission Report. Me and Steve geek out about Star Trek and cry at times. You have to listen to find out, so check that out. And then I'm starting a show soon with
I
my
don't
wife.
cry.
What are tears?
Right.
Something's in the air. Yes, my wife and I are starting a show soon called "What Are We Watching?" So we watch a lot of TV, and so we just finished 1883. So that'll be our first episode. So it just
Took you a while. It's 2022.
I know, right? All right. Spoilers. Everyone on that show, the characters anyway, are dead now. So I told my wife that. She had a
I'm
little
just
chuckle.
finishing up actual Yellowstone too, and now I'm going to.
We haven't even started Yellowstone. So
Yeah, you're doing it the right
in
way.
order.
Pretty
Yeah.
great.
And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
I
it
saw
is.
that 1883 came out, and it was a prequel, and I was like, oh, wow. And that really just like
Yep.
put my ass into gear to get going and like finish Yellowstone so I could get back to 1883.
Right,
'cause
right.
I'm a
They
big
got
Sam
it.
Elliott fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
he's great.
They got another prequel. It's going to take place in the 30s. My wife's like, we should wait. I'm like, no, we got to get to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Like, it's hot
That
right
was
now.
the start of it all.
That's what did it, man. That's what did it. But we got specials, and we got so much more to offer on the YouTube channel. Just everywhere you listen to podcasts, fieldofgeeks.com, which will be getting an overhaul thanks to Dave very soon here. Gonna have some music videos on there. I don't know, whatever. Sky's the limit, right?
Yeah, Teenage Lust.
Oh,
Teen
cool.
Lust, right?
Oh, teen.
Right.
But remember to not tell Mom. Don't tell her.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know what not to tell me.
she didn't tell you anything apparently
No.
about this.
the trilogy. It's like the Lord of the Rings of porn. It's great. So
Wasn't that a Pirates of the Caribbean like parody that they made that had like a multi-million-dollar budget? It was like the most expensive thing in the world.
oh geez, yeah.
Pirates,
Is that what it's just called Pirates?
and there's like sexy ladies on it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Should have been called Privates of the Caribbean.
It's over.
Cheers.
The cast is over.
Bye, everybody.
We'll get
Have
on
a good
that.
night.
Chase, we got scout locations around here.
Yep.
So.
Yes, we do.
Got Big Earl's Gold Mine. That's where we'll get the
fuck.
casting.
You know, Big Earl was shot in the parking lot of that place.
I remember reading about that. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That was back in late 90s, wasn't it? Or
I don't know. I know it was in the 90s, I think. I don't even think I lived here yet.
unless it's been shot many times.
Well, no, he died from it. But
he did.
like, I'm not a
R.I.P.
classy guy, obviously, because I've been to a place called Big Earl's. But even Big Earl's, I was like, man, this is a bit sketchy. Right? Like, even that didn't. Like, I have a pretty high standard. Actually, you know, so we went to Vegas and we went to a burlesque show, and I realized after watching that, I like my nudity choreographed.
Without delousing afterwards?
Well, no,
right?
it's just like they're all doing the same thing, and they're
Yeah.
all choreographed, and they're doing the same dance, and I was like, man, this is so much better than just one person off doing their own thing.
Right.
For my next number, oh Jesus.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Back on track.
It's all good. Well, that reminds me, getting into movies, Star Wars.
Here we go.
All right, so not a movie. I'm really glad that we get multiple hours of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm so happy this is a miniseries rather than just a film, because that gives us more time to expand upon what he's been doing. I mean, the trailers that have come out have, borderline weeping with nostalgia for seeing Obi-Wan again and in his full glory, because in between everything there, so like, I always had this picture of the, Sand Wanderer Obi-Wan Kenobi in between 3 and 4.
Yes.
And there was, I think it was like Mythic Figures came out with an officially licensed like Obi-Wan Kenobi sand whatever statue.
Yeah. Oh.
And
nice.
it was so immaculately done, and it created such this vision for this character, and to finally get to see that vision come to life in a way that looks super authentic to Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
Do you think he did any like knitting or anything?
He had to keep himself occupied somehow,
Right.
You gotta keep sanity somehow.
Or is he more of a macrame kind of guy?
Well, so here's the thing, though. I think he would have to do something similar to that, because if he was like training using the Force and whatnot, that would most likely be felt by anyone on Tatooine who had any sort of
Right.
Force. So I'm expecting a Kenobi who hasn't disconnected himself from the Force, but has really drawn back and hid
Right.
not only, himself, but what he is as a Jedi.
This is still like 10 years away from Star Wars, probably, because we see a young Luke, right? Forget my watch. Young Luke, so there's plenty of time for him to get to where Alec Guinness was, I guess you could say. And how he was just kind of like walking around, chilling, watching Yellowstone, all that stuff.
Yes.
I do like the uncle line, though. Uncle Owen. It's like, didn't he train his father or something like that? I don't know what you're
Like
talking
he
about.
trained his father.
Dude.
Yeah. Sick burn.
Yeah.
Oh, just...
And it's a good leap to the Uncle Owen we met for the first time,
Well, here's my thing, is it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
We have, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, and Owen.
Yeah.
Like,
Uncle
dude, your name's
Owen.
Owen. What do you know? Even your wife's name is Baru. That's like, that fits here. You're just with Owen? Come on.
Drink some blue milk and shut up.
from the tit.
What if it was Owen Wilson?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, I really appreciate
Wow,
it.
didn't he like train his dad? It'll just take away from it. You're like, what the? So what I want to know is, like, did Obi-Wan know, like, because he just left him there after he cut off his arm and legs, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. 2005 spoiler alert.
Right.
Right, but like,
He had the high ground.
Like, I gotta be honest, that was kind of a dick move.
Should just push him back in the lava.
Oh, just like fucking stab him in the face a little bit with a lightsaber. You got it right there. Like if I chopped, I guarantee you right now.
Kind of like MacGruber
if you
when
ever
he shot to death Val Kilmer and
if you ever see me in like a fucking sword fight with someone and they jump at me and I chop their arms and legs off and they're like just laying there, I have the decency to stab that fucker in the head.
Put him out of their misery.
Yeah, like,
right.
But they don't come back otherwise.
well,
Never
then he
more
just fucking
story.
lights on fire and he's still watching him. You're like, you're an animal, right? You know what? At that point, I was like, fuck that. I'm on Darth Vader's side, man.
Darth Vader.
Whatever. Like, fuck.
Darth
I
Passover Vader.
Because like up to that point, I'm like, okay, you know, like his arc is kind of weak. And like, I think Padme's gonna fuck off. And then like he gets his arms, legs chopped off, and then lights on fire, and then left there,
Chilling in the lava,
I'm
right?
pissed.
Yeah.
Well, the prequels were your introduction, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, my parents had shown me the original 3 when I was super young.
Okay.
I really couldn't comprehend it.
Right.
But then it was 99 when Phantom Menace came out.
Yeah.
I was but a 4-year-old.
Yeah. A young Padawan.
Yes, a young Padawan.
Yes.
Actually, I was 3. And I remember going to the theater in that, and it was so jam-packed, and so many people snuck in. People were sitting on the stairs of the theater to see it.
Yeah.
Like that, there was a family sitting just on the stairs and
Yeah.
would have to stand up for people going to the bathroom or anything.
What a
We had to
sad-
save 3 seats. We were just, teenage kids, and my friend had to fight like another person because we were saving the seats, and they're like, our friends are coming, like, we need seats, and it's like, man, I don't miss those days at all. Now you can reserve, and you don't have to deal with any of that shit. But
Love that.
yeah. So the prequels, you stand. How do you stand with the prequels? I guess.
Well, so growing up, with the
Generationally,
prequels-
it's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that the old, an older generation may not like the prequels as much as I do, but growing up as an actual kid, where the movies were semi aimed to,
Yep.
I absolutely hate the first half of Phantom Menace, and I did as a kid too, because I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
We're talking about trade federations and blockades around it, the Galactic Senate.
Which is what I showed up for.
I could barely understand the word galactic. So Senate was way out of the question.
Yeah.
I didn't know how any of it worked. And then we got to pod racing, and I was in 100%.
Yep, I think
Everything
that's-
after pod racing, I was like, let's go.
Yep.
Let's go, son.
Yeah.
And then episode 2, I, as an adult, don't like it as much, but as a kid, it was pretty much my favorite.
Yep.
And even relating it to episode 3, nowadays my favorite is episode 3. I feel that's the most Star Wars.
Landing that ship in
prequel.
the beginning was so freaking cool. I
That
thought.
probably is my favorite opening to a film ever.
It was good. Yeah.
a miraculous pan down to this massive, well done CG
Yeah.
starship, and then immediately throwing into action. That was what I wanted out of a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It hit the gas pedal from step 1.
Absolutely.
But episode 2, I, as a kid, loved
Mm-hmm.
because I got to see Jango Fett and Obi-Wan fight in the beginning.
Yep.
I got to see all the crazy locations they were going at. I'm a hopeless romantic, so like seeing the romance between Padme and Anakin,
Do you like sand?
of
course.
Gets
Rough.
everywhere.
I'd let
irritating.
Natalie Portman dig some sand out of my, many cracks.
Well, that'll get her on the show.
Oh, well, she's got
She's
some.
ripped now. She'll
Oh,
keep
dude.
doing it.
Oh,
Sorry to get.
I've
into
always
the
had a
story.
thing for Natalie Portman
No,
because she was
yeah.
like, she's good looking and she's like super smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now she could
Harvard.
probably beat me up, and then
Oh,
it
yeah.
just turns me on. anymore.
She's the perfect weapon.
Yeah.
Perfect weapon.
So my parents were super irresponsible, and I was about the same age as Natalie Portman was in Leon the Professional. When I saw Leon the Professional,
yep.
and I immediately fell in love with her. As this kid, I was like watching this really rated R movie,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I like that girl.
Yeah.
She's a badass, and that kind of shaped my view of like how everybody says how I like my women. I'm like, no, I like Natalie Portman.
Right. That'll do.
It's just
Yep.
Natalie Portman.
Yep.
God, fucking name, man.
Well, there's aspects of the prequels I think. I like, for instance, like I always loved Ewan McGregor's casting as Obi-Wan. That was great, and I'm thrilled that we're gonna get this series finally. This is something
Yes.
a lot of fans wanted, and I think originally it was going to be a film, and then they they decided not to, and then they decided to do the series instead. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious how Hayden is going to be shown in this series, because Darth Vader is fully realized. It's not like if we never got the last shot of Darth Vader in 3, I think you could go so many places with his look. Like a gradual change. Like Obi-Wan just keeps filleting his ass, and he just gets worse and worse. But what do you guys think how do you think they're gonna address that in the series? Like, he's just gonna be fully realized? You have to see Hayden Christensen. That's the
He'll
other
probably be
issue.
in that big mechanical egg thing that he was in that one.
Just the whole time.
Well, no, like when he had his helmet off.
Yeah, if you want to see the actor, it's like, unless they do an Iron Man POV inside, but we never have gotten that before with Darth Vader.
So in the
Right at the end, though. Like when the helmet was coming down on the 3.
That was the only time. Yeah.
so in like the grandscape of canon,
Yeah.
Darth Vader really hasn't been shown much, and I'm not talking expanded universe, because he's been shown plenty in expanded universe, but for Disney canon, Darth Vader does not get his face shown without the mask, because it's really
Takes away
separating Anakin from Vader, and that mask is such such good symbolism.
Yep.
With this series, and with the fact that it's Obi-Wan versus Vader, they have to show his face in order to show that separation, because in Rebels you see Anakin fighting Ahsoka.
That was awesome.
There was amazing fight scene, and
Well done.
And Clone Wars and Rebels have always had great fight scenes, but that brief moment where Vader's mask is damaged and you see Anakin's eye and it's blue, and then suddenly changes back to the Sith yellow. That's, you're getting a glimpse at Anakin when you see him, and not Darth Vader's mask. So I'm excited. I'm super excited to see what they do and how they bring him back, and how they can't resolve the conflict. That's the cool part.
Right.
Is this is going to end on the cliffhanger of they will meet again,
or will they get close and then it quickly changes course?
And it has to have. We see in the trailers, there's the like cityscape where you see Obi-Wan on the rooftops. Obi-Wan has to sense that Vader could be getting close to Tatooine, or the Inquisitors are getting close to Tatooine, and we have to get off planet. So I think episode 1, we're going to start majority of it on Tatooine, but I think Disney knows too much crap is taking place on Tatooine right now.
True.
So they're going to immediately just fly out of there, get out of that situation. All the Owen, the Luke, and all that stuff is going to happen in episode 1, and then he's going to go off planet.
Right.
Because he has to. Otherwise, why wouldn't Vader find him?
Exactly. Yeah, because that would just mess up the whole thing. Like he'd always know. Well, and then at this point, he doesn't even know if his kids survived. Right? Like the episode 3, did he know they survived?
No.
Okay.
He, canon wise, I believe it's in a comic where he fights Luke, which I'm not the biggest fan of the canon comics these days. I believe in a comic he actually has a small lightsaber fight with Luke, but Luke's just trying to get away. He's not actually trying to fight him.
Right.
And he senses that this Force user is like, I haven't felt a presence like this since myself, kind of deal.
My boy.
My boy.
Daddy, come see Daddy.
And he senses it, and then basically confirms it for himself, keeps it secret, and then hides it from the Emperor. And obviously the Emperor finds out in episode 5, reveals it to Vader, and Vader's like, oh, what? That's impossible. No way.
Because, Obi-Wan doesn't even know Darth Vader yet. Like, that has not happened. So this is all new territory. So
he can only sense what's happening in that, because that hatred and that energy that Anakin has,
he thinks he's dead. Yeah,
has to be felt throughout the galaxy for
Warranted.
Yeah,
what? Because he left him.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what else? You know what wasn't warranted, Dave? The slaughter of hundreds of children.
Yes. That is still.
You know
hard
what?
to see.
I will argue that. Because whenever I pick my kids up at school, there's a ton of assholes. If I have a lightsaber,
I think what we have right here is somebody on our podcast arguing for the mass murder of children.
Only the asshole ones.
Why not the parents? Parents are annoying.
I'm not saying
they
I
don't
wouldn't
have
take them
to
out
pay.
either.
Well, remember, they get
just made
taken
it
from their
worse.
parents. The only parents they have are their masters and the elders,
Yes.
the temple guards.
Yeah, that is still brutal to watch. That is brutal.
They don't
it shows
show-
Anakin though getting fried.
Can I just
you know?
say, those prequels? I watched what was it, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, that's
the third
3.
one, right?
Yeah, that's 3.
I watched it with Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
The acting's fucking awful.
Well, it's the writing. I
No,
think.
yeah, you can't act that writing.
Yeah, no, the writing sucks, but the acting sucks.
Samuel Jackson's terrible too, but it's got to be the
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're just like, okay, and action, good. First take. Let's not the
Well,
next
it's not
one.
just writing; it's Lucas. Lucas, I've heard, is not the greatest director.
Oh, he sucks. That's why Empire Strikes Back's the best
I think in
one.
the beginning there was something obviously. But
Empire
this
Strikes
is older
Back is-
Lucas when he did the prequels, and he
But,
wanted to be
but
more
I'm saying, like,
kid-friendly.
Empire Strikes Back's the best one, and he didn't direct it.
It's true. Well, and that's probably
Well,
why
he
the
wrote
prequels,
it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
he's-
say that's
he's
why
a-
the prequels suffered because he directed
Yeah.
each one of them.
And
Yeah.
and he's still, and I would argue, so I do believe there's an argument to be made for 5, but I am such a big fan of episode 4, which is all George Lucas. And I mean, people can argue that.
Yeah, but I
dialogue
think
was-
I think that's when he thought it was just going to be one film, right? It was
No,
just
he
Well, he
al-
had a plan, but I don't think he knew. Like,
Yeah.
it was destined to flop.
Yeah, but it was
pretty
like,
much.
he
yeah,
had
fuck it,
a-
we'll just put all our effort into this one.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, he just got such a big deal, and he had so much money, and then he just
Well, yeah,
like,
he had a
he just
3-act
really
story,
fucking-
and,
he just
and
phoned
episode
the-
4
yeah.
was just the first act that he expanded upon.
I know, but I think he just really phoned the first, like, the prequels in. Because he's like, fuck it, they'll make money regardless of how
I just
good
think
it
he
is.
was trying to do something different.
Nah, he sucks.
Because,
Well, he's not going to
Boy.
be on the show now. Shit.
George, I'm sorry about him. Man, you did.
I got a
you
list
made my
of
childhood.
potential
though.
guests. I just am crossing.
No,
Crossing-
I'll tell you what. Portman, allowed. Lucas, no.
It's because of Lucas you got Portman.
That's right.
No.
No?
No.
See, she was an Israeli export.
She wasn't she?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
was.
Trust me,
Mm-hmm.
I have a list of Israeli women.
He has a dossier.
Yeah.
Right.
Gal Gadot,
Yeah.
Natalie Portman. Oh, I'm sure
Trained
there's a-
assassins.
Yeah,
These are Black
Oh, they're
Widows.
so hot. That's the only reason I got involved.
That's the
in that.
recruitment speech. Just so
There you go.
That's the only reason I'm taking a side in this whole
There you
Middle
go.
East thing.
Yes.
Who has the better looking ladies?
Any expectations before we go off Obi-Wan?
Because of the way Disney's going, I'm expecting them to do a lot of focus on Obi-Wan.
Yep.
I can't remember her name. I expect half of the series to be focused on that Inquisitor that's hunting him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
God, what's her name? The not the alien dude or the Grand Inquisitor. Shit.
Well, while he's doing that, what about
Yeah.
you, Steve?
Well, no. So for me, I as someone who saw all the originals in the theater when they came out, I'm still super excited for it all. Right. I mean, and for the prequels, it was like what the hell did we just watch that we were really complaining about recently?
Avatar? No.
No.
Oh, Star Trek?
Yeah.
Isn't that just our jobs to complain about
Yes.
some of the media we watch?
Right.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I feel like the prequels were like really cool parts. Right?
Yes. Yes.
And I kind of echo Dave on the acting, and I think Lucas on purpose, I mean, was trying to make it a little bit more wooden, and I don't know why he would make that decision purposefully.
Didn't read it out loud, maybe. Just wrote it.
I don't know, but I mean, I know he was looking for some different.
Right.
Something different, like you said, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know. I just and I'm softer as I get older on the
Yeah.
prequels. I mean, like the hate the Jake Lloyd received, it's just unacceptable. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're blaming these actors for, especially a little kid,
Right.
I mean,
could
that's
have been-
just,
yeah.
that was horrible.
Could
you
have been
know?
why his life kind of turned out how it did. He got,
Yeah, which
got in
is-
trouble and just like the Jar Jar Binks actor. That
Right.
was not fair.
No, it wasn't fair either, you
No.
know. And you can critique a series, you can critique, a performance, but just stay off the person, you
Yeah.
know, and because that's unless the person deserves it, You're Tom Cruise or something, go
Right.
ahead and have at it, But
Well, and Lucas is picky. Lucas himself is picky with dialogue. Like you needed, and I think many of us have heard this. You needed a Harrison Ford in those prequels, because that's what he did with George in the originals. Like, you can write this shit, but you can't say it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you needed someone to like kind of stand up for themselves. And I think these actors were like,
hey,
Lucas, we
George."
bow down
Yeah.
to you, and we're going to do exactly what you want us to do.
He needs fewer yes men, right?
Yes.
But you had a Harrison Ford though too, who was, just a scenery stealer. I mean,
Yes.
he was just so
That charm.
charismatic,
Yep.
and
Yep.
and I think to a degree, Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor were the
Yes.
charismatic ones,
Yes.
or they were at least allowed to be more charismatic.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm super pumped up for Kenobi, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Star Wars as much as I love Star Trek, and
Right.
I cannot wait.
Yeah,
So it's going to
absolutely.
be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm excited for it, definitely.
Oh,
So-
absolutely.
And I don't know off it's this month, right? It's
Yep,
premiering?
so it was originally May 25th, but then they pushed it back just 2 days to the 27th. And because they were so they were mad at themselves that they did that, so they're giving us the first 2 episodes on the
just once.
27th.
Yeah, okay.
So
Dude.
I will take that.
Yes.
I will take that.
That'll be an exciting day. That'll probably be a day it buffers a lot, and I'll be pissed. It's always that way.
It always is, and I always try to wait until the whole thing is out and then just
Yeah.
binge it. But there's no way I can wait. For
Then you have to stay away from social media
can't.
too. That's what also
Yeah.
sucks. Is like screenshots. Like, God,
It was like Star Trek New World, Strange New World.
Yeah,
I mean,
yep.
I had to watch it.
you
As
have to
it
get
came
right
out,
on it.
and it
Yep.
was
Doctor
good.
Strange. You have to get right on it.
What
See
I-
these images.
What I do really hope, though, is being a filmmaker and everything, I do hope that some sort of physical media of Obi-Wan is released, because
Yes.
I collect Blu-rays. I'm a
Yep.
big that guy, so I have it, and
It's
I know
still
I
the
have it.
best.
But it's a Disney Plus series, so I'm like, are they going to release it?
Yeah.
Am I going to have to pirate this and make my own Blu-ray? Out of it?
Right.
Do we know if Mandalorian has come out at all?
It hasn't.
It hasn't.
No.
Maybe
There's
they're waiting for it
there's
to
bootlegs
conclude.
on Amazon you can get,
Of course.
Of course there is.
Yes.
but there's no like official hard copy you can get
Yeah.
of these things, and that's a little scary.
Yeah,
Well, it
sad.
is.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in the Disney vault.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll come out.
There you go.
Which they can in
Cinderella.
the end, if physical media goes away, I hope somehow it stays. But if it goes away, they got you by the balls, because you're gonna have to pay us $200 a month if you want to see some of these shows.
Yeah.
And then your internet's got to be good. You could be in the cabin in the woods and you can't see
Appreciate
shit because
I'm
it's
good.
terrible. I'm good.
I don't
Thanks.
want your nuts or your nut dust.
But yeah, let's. Good.
No, I was just wanting to say I didn't eat breakfast, so that's why I'm eating.
Oh
this.
yeah, I got you. I
I just didn't know if it was
Yeah,
appropriate.
that was my breakfast right there.
Yes, and I'm gonna get one after.
Yeah, that and ate 2 donuts. Wicked unhealthy.
Well, let's get in. Oh yeah, sorry. Keep. Sorry.
Dave, shut up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Avatar, the sequel. We got
Way
the
of
teaser.
Water.
Yes, The Way of Water. Steve is so excited, but I'll let you
Super
start.
excited.
Yes.
Oh, so I have never understood the like vitriol and hate towards Avatar. Like, I saw the movie and it was such a spectacle for me. Like, I didn't even really care about the story. I just wanted to see these characters in this world that was so fleshed out. And looking back on it and seeing the trailer now for the second one makes me go back and appreciate how good that CGI was in 2009.
Yes. It's
Like-
been a long time.
Yeah, in the days of
Crazy.
like, I mean, we had like the Scorpion King. Think about that. Like,
Oof.
we have Avatar, and
That's
and
tough.
that's why I love it so much, is because it was pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
of filmmaking, and obviously I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
So seeing Way of Water look, and the whole teaser trailer, the whole thing was just vibes. No one knows what the story is.
Right.
We don't know any of the characters. It's literally just we're vibing here on Pandora in the ocean part of it.
Yeah.
Which shout out to explorer James Cameron, the greatest pioneer, for exploring the Mariana Trench.
The dude does not fail at anything, really.
No, he doesn't.
Does not. He does not.
This will make $1 gazillion, maybe.
I would hope so. They showed it right in front of Doctor Strange, which we'll get to later.
Yes, of course.
But they showed it right in front of, I think, a perfect way to advertise it. If
Yep.
a bunch of people coming to Doctor Strange see this and get reminded of what it was like to see those images in a cinema.
Yeah.
And that was super important for me because it's such a big spectacle.
It's
I think
so long.
the only way you should watch it the first time is on a giant theater screen.
It certainly was an experience, and it revitalized the 3D experience too, because that was the first time it actually was good 3D. And story aside, I know a lot of people have attacked the story, and I think it borrows a lot from other things. But a lot of stories.
A lot
do
of things
that.
borrow from other things.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it was great. I haven't seen it for a long time, but I will catch up on it. I'm definitely down to seeing the sequel. I think it looks amazing. I think
Right.
if you're not there for the story, I think just visually, it's something crazy to look at and exciting.
Well, I know I've given it a hard time.
well, that's fair,
but it was
though.
always story for me. I mean, because, and I've said a million times, visually, I mean, come on, man. I mean, that thing was just, it was
Yeah,
brilliant.
the tech,
right? You know?
everything. Yeah,
I mean, I bought it.
Yeah,
after
right.
it came out. I mean, I
Right.
didn't like the story, but I mean, it just looked great. And
Yep.
yeah, so I'll see this one in the theater as well because I mean, I want to see it, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, on a big screen, that's nothing you wait to come home and watch on Netflix someday, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just gross.
and
But
you said it, you got lost when they referred to that guy.
so
as-
yeah, I was pretty into it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But when what's his name?
Stephen Lang.
Stephen Lang.
Yeah.
When his character referred to himself as Papa Dragon, I was just all right.
yeah,
Stop it.
that's my stage.
Who's
but, yeah.
right? I mean, that's number one. I think he starred in Teen Lust, Papa Dragon, didn't he? That was,
Part 3.
I don't know.
And he was trying to convince mom to tell him what she did.
But she didn't tell him.
She didn't,
God damn
regardless of what Papa Dragon said.
Why wouldn't she tell him?
We need a prequel. Find out why.
Mama Dragon, tell him. No.
Mama
So-
secretly knew.
If you want to know a weird connection with Avatar, so back in 2009, they had a virtual production, which they did their mocap and everything.
Yeah.
Great. So the technology James Cameron used for Avatar was also used on the critically acclaimed film Surf's Up, starring Shia LaBeouf as a surfing penguin. So what they did is,
Where's that sequel?
yeah, well, there was one.
Oh,
There is a Surf's Up too.
Blow my mind.
Right. But with this, the technology that they developed for Avatar, which was the first lensless camera system, so you could walk in a virtual space with what was essentially a tablet that had a monitor and a fake lens. You could walk around and film like you would with a regular camera. Wow. And they saw that behind the scenes, and for Surf's Up, which was going to take way less time to make, they animated all the characters already, and they're like, well, we want to give this a real documentary style look because that's what we care about watching the kids movie is how it looks.
That's what they show up for.
Yeah, and so they were like, can we borrow this? And they literally used a lensless, in that camera in that 3D environment. There was no mocap happening because they had already animated the characters.
Right.
And they just were like, all right. And they had this fake shoulder-mounted camera with the tablet at the end of it that could tell you where it is. And they were doing documentary-style filmmaking in this 3D space where all the motion was already choreographed and ready to go.
What?
Yeah. So
Dude.
Avatar and Surf's Up,
Yes.
both respectively amazing
Trendsetters.
films.
Yeah.
Well, and that's probably how we got the Hulk to look so good too, right? That technology was kind of invented out of that. Would you say? Or
Well, yeah. So James Cameron really pushed forward motion capture because prior to that, it was all just reference imagery. So the best example would be Andy Serkis in Lord of the Rings playing Gollum.
Oh, sure. Yes.
He was on set and
course.
would do the acting with the actors, but
Right.
there would be no capture points. They didn't have the little ping pong ball suits.
Yes.
So they just threw him in a gray suit, and then the animators hand animated over that, just mimicking the actions. Kind of like what they did for a lot of old Disney films for the animation. They would do rotoscoping of someone reference dancing.
Right,
So
yes.
So Tinkerbell's movements in Peter Pan, that was just actually an actress on film doing that.
Wow.
And then they animated over her movements.
In the costume, probably too, right? They had to
They
wear the
didn't.
whole
They
thing.
didn't even have to
Oh,
be
they
in the
didn't.
costume. They
That's
just needed the
fascinating.
proportions
Yeah.
and the movement to
Right.
look correct.
Wow.
So yeah, they just did that with Andy Serkis in Lord of the Rings, and they
Incredible.
hand animated it, and then And that is a nightmare to do as an animator.
Sounds like it. Yeah, for sure.
But that developed, and then James Cameron was like, well, I don't want to put my animators through that, so they got the motion capture. Not only did they do the motion capture of the body, but the face, too. They had little GoPros, and they had dots all over their face to get each muscle and their expression, and he could track that onto the character's movements. So
incredible.
Yeah, Avatar really pushed forward filmmaking in a digital age,
right.
I'll say. Kind of like what Star Wars did with George Lucas saying, I'm going to use digital cameras for the first time ever on Hollywood productions.
Oh, right. Yeah, which got a lot better, but looking back is a little rough to see, I would say.
Yeah, it's a little rough. So they have Blu-rays, and that's fine, but they have 4K releases.
Yes.
And then I thought about that because episode 1 they used film. Technology just wasn't there for them to do digital. But then 2 and 3 were shot digitally in 2K resolution, which means they had to go back and upscale digital footage to 4K, which is always a pain in the ass.
Yes.
And also requires some amount of artificial intelligence to kind of put information there that was not captured.
Yep.
So, yeah, movie tech.
A little jarry. Yeah.
In the past 20 years, movie tech has advanced farther than has since the beginning in the late 1800s.
It's insane.
I shoot everything in 48K.
Yes, the full experience.
You know your eyes only see like 15 to 20K, right?
Not mine.
Okay, Dave.
I see 1K.
I have 48K vision.
Yeah, James Cameron's definitely catching up on Avatar. Like we're having 2 and 3. I think they were shot back to back, and the third one's due out 2024, I believe.
And isn't there supposed to be like a fourth one?
4 and 5, man. 2026, 2028.
Dude's making a saga. I love it.
Yes.
It's a lot of faith.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people were like, "Dude, you're crazy. This has been so long," and just to be like, "I'm going to tell these stories," and
yeah.
The 2 and 3 will be ocean based, and then they'll go elsewhere, I guess.
We'll go to the volcanoes of Pandora.
Yes, lava time.
Wasn't the budget for these new two like $1 billion? It's like the first time a movie budget had a B in front of it. I think it was $1 billion.
Dude, I remember back in the day, Titanic.
Yeah.
That budget kept going up, and that was $200 million in the end, I believe. And a lot of people were like, "This is gonna tank," literally.
Bam.
And
$2 million.
Holy fuck, yeah.
Right.
It was totally like.
That's cheap nowadays.
Right.
Yes. Celine Dion. Did you see that in the theater at all, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I saw it once.
Yep.
Did you go more?
Nope.
3 hours.
No, it's not that I didn't want to. It's just
Yeah.
it wasn't a movie.
I just know a lot of people went
How long
over
is
and
it?
over again. I think it's 3 hours
It
long.
was a few hours, yeah.
No, it's a 3-hour one. It's either like 2 hours 57 minutes or 3 hours. I can't remember.
And nowadays, that's really not a big deal.
No.
But back then, a 3-hour movie was kind of pushing
Oh,
the
God.
boundaries.
it was a 2 VHS pack.
Yeah.
I would
have that.
I would
Tape
actually-
one, yeah.
Ends.
I would actually argue against that because I think films are obviously getting shorter now, but we had way more epics and whatnot back in early cinema. I mean,
Intermission.
Well, yeah, back in the day,
Yes.
even old
Long
Western
movies
films,
were the
It's
thing.
like 4 hours long,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
I mean,
Lawrence of
Ben-Hur and
Arabia
shit.
had like a 4-hour, 12-minute running time. You had an intermission and
That's a
overture.
whole day, man. That's dedication. That's not like last minute, like, hey, can I go see a movie?
It was like the Lord of the Rings special editions, right?
Right.
Well, to what Tarantino did with Hateful Eight.
Yes.
A lot of those movies were roadshow pictures where they'd come and they'd show the 70 millimeter crazy, projection of it with a whole party that is associated with it. It was an event. It wasn't like you go watch a movie and leave.
Right.
You go there, mingle, watch a movie, mingle in the intermission, and then after. And then watch the rest of the movie, and then afterwards you would go get drinks and talk about the movie.
That's how I get to the couch at home, going to an event like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you been?
I have been
I saw
watching
a movie.
I have been watching Lawrence of
6
Arabia.
hours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got kids.
But Avatar, I'm curious to see what the runtime is.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's pretty long. I don't know if
5
that's
days.
been released officially or not, but
It's 5 days.
5 days? Hey, I got to put in some PTO, boss.
Yeah, I got to see Avatar, man.
Yes, of course. Yeah, moving into TV, we got a new Doctor Who, that is. Ncuti Gatwa. Forgive me if I mispronounce that. I did YouTube that name, so
There you go.
he's known for Sex Education on Netflix.
Sexcation, yes.
Sex Education, yeah. Or is that what it's
No, I just like
Oh,
saying
'cause I haven't seen
sexcation.
the show, so I could be wrong. But yeah, Russell T Davies, who revitalized Doctor Who back in 2005, and he was on board till 2010. Yeah, he brought that series back after a 16-year hiatus, so that was a long time.
Yep.
And he introduced talents such as Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith. So he's replacing current showrunner Chris Chibnall. So yeah, the show has suffered in recent years. The writing's kind of been.
I just hate that because I'm not a Doctor Who guy.
I'm a casual, like, I do like Doctor Who. I don't know everything about it.
Well, I just watched the first episode of like the revival or whatever it's called, and it's that mannequin episode.
Back in 05, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
That was my first introduction to it, and
Kind of was mine too, actually. Well,
I just saw that episode and had no desire to continue. I didn't,
really?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was a poorly made thing. It like
oh yeah,
both
yeah.
the writing, the graphics, like how it looked.
But did you
was-
see it back in 05, or you just saw it now?
No, I tried to pick it up in college when everybody, because I had a bunch of friends who were like Doctor Who
Yeah.
nuts, and
Like newer nuts, right?
Yeah.
Not the old, because it's been on since '63.
yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe I should try the old series, but let's try this one that all my friends are obsessed with first.
Yep.
And I just did not enjoy that mannequin
At
episode.
least you're honest.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is great, guys.
Yeah, I could hop on the fad. No, I don't want to tap. I don't want to.
Well-
The fad.
Growing up, like some PBS shows would scare the shit out of me, and I hardly ever would watch PBS. But I think my dad didn't have
Sesame Street.
cable. Huh?
That's fucking Sesame
Oh no, I
Street.
like Sesame Street, but I get it. Yeah, puppets.
That homeless guy who lived in the garbage can.
Yeah.
They named an award after him, I think.
And that fucking that giant like strung out hairy elephant is always like on drugs or
Snuffleupagus.
something. Like, brr, it's always like it's high on something.
Big
Yeah,
Bird,
he's
man.
clearly.
We're just sad.
Bert and Ernie are just friends. Okay.
No way. You ever see them human centipede?
No, that's not on my search profiles.
That was an episode after it got moved to HBO.
Oh, was it? Yeah. I believe it. Yeah.
That would have been a lot easier with the actual.
From the makers of Real Sex,
They had
they're
such a
revitalizing
large
Sesame
cavity.
Street. They did take tubs.
Is that an entire man's arm up your ass?
No, it's just Big Bird.
R.I.P. Jim Henson. Your legacy lives on.
So
Yeah.
with that, so with the new Doctor Who.
Yes, the Doctor.
So the last Doctor was the first woman Doctor, correct? Right.
Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, she's still doing it. They're gonna obviously have her transform. Russell T Davies is he's actually coming on board 2023 officially, full showrunner mode. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So we're saying that the writing shat the bed the minute a woman was cast.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
Well,
because
yeah.
we finally got
And it's
like,
not like-
for the fans, they're
Yeah.
like
I
finally
think
something
it was
different.
great. I didn't mind it.
Have you seen? You have seen her?
Yeah,
episodes?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is just
The
coming from
criticism I've
somebody.
heard though is not because she's a woman or anything like that. It's just they just realized the writing just felt like it went off the rails, and it tried to redefine Doctor Who too much.
Yeah, but
so-
in that you have all these, the internet's such a crazy,
Oh, I know.
terrible
Yeah.
place sometimes.
Yeah.
So the minute the writing goes bad, they're not going to blame the writers. They're going to be like, this,
Right.
they cast a woman.
And I don't think that's fair at all. I think she's a good actress, and I was definitely for her casting. I did not give a shit. I thought that was really a cool thing to do, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people in the writers' room just fucking phoned it in, or just didn't know what the hell they were writing. They didn't take in the world they incorporated, I guess, or inherited. I'm sorry. There's just a lot of history with Doctor Who, and so yeah, obviously. Fans now have voices, a lot more voices than they used to. You know?
Unfortunately.
Maybe
Yes.
too many voices.
Too many, yes. too
I
many.
want Karen to come back. Karen Gillan.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she was introduced, of course. Yes.
In her little cop outfit.
Yeah, man. Matt Smith, first episode. Yep.
There you go.
You gotta watch that season at least.
Okay, so here's the thing about Doctor Who that I don't like is everybody says. So I tell them my Doctor Who story of watching the mannequin episode and hating it, and they're
"How
like,
dare you?"
Oh, what you'll love it. Just start like 4 seasons in, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to do that. Like, if somebody told me to start
Yeah.
Game of Thrones at season 3,
Yeah, why would you do that?
Why would I
Yeah.
do that?
I watched the first 2 episodes, couldn't get into it.
of Game of Thrones.
Not enough sex.
That's a show where it took my wife 3 or 4 different times, and I said, you've got to punch through the first 5 or 6 episodes.
But I don't want to.
But see, that's just it. I don't blame
Punch
you.
it.
You know, but if you can do that, that for me is when it started, because it took me for a long time to muscle through it as well.
Yep.
And once I finally did, it was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to enjoy this.
So I was just
But
happy
if we're gonna have
Jason
a
Momoa was
show, it's
there.
just like that was like the Marvel shows on Netflix. It just became like, what the fuck? What was that episode
Yeah.
about? Like nothing happened,
Right.
right? Like there's a guy who has indestructible skin. Let's do something with
Right.
that,
Yeah.
other than
Luke
like
Cage you're
fucking
talking about?
talking,
Right.
Yeah.
or like
Chilling
Iron,
at the
Iron
barber
Fist.
shop. Right, yeah.
I love Daredevil
God,
and
how can-
Punisher. Those were and Jessica
Punisher,
Jones
Punisher,
first season.
but I mean
saw.
Punisher.
like
There's
that
a
one.
lot of episodes where it's like, get to the
Yeah,
fucking point.
no, I
Like,
get it.
He
Yeah.
should be killing people
Well, that's,
every
that's
episode.
the problem with a lot of these shows they have now. Yes, you got all these episodes. Great. I love to take a lot more time with these characters.
Cut 'em
but
in
if
half.
there's nothing there, really, plot wise, cut it down, man. Give
I
us
don't
3
need
episodes
13
or make it a
episodes
movie.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes Ozark so superior to me, is that, you know, from front to back,
Yeah,
something's
something
happening
happens.
every
Yeah,
time, and
right.
it's crazy town, and you're left thinking, that's the fastest 50 minutes of TV I've ever.
Oh shit! Yeah.
you know, I
And
mean,
you want more,
right? Yeah. All of a sudden
Yeah.
it's credits, and you're like, didn't this just start 5 minutes?
oh,
ago?
shit.
No,
It's
it's
just like
been an
Cobra
hour.
Kai. I mean, it's just like cliffhangers are like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's 5 a.m. I don't have to sleep.
It's so funny with Ozark. I've again only seen 1 episode,
Yeah.
and my mom turned to me and she says, "Okay, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Why is this show so dark?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't think it was that heavy." No, I don't mean dark.
All of
I
the
mean,
coloring.
I can't see the detail in this show because
shot
it's
dark,
so
yeah.
dark. What is it always overcast? Is that what's happening?
Seattle.
Missouri.
Yeah, but they're inside with lights on, and I'm like, do you not own overhead lights? Like, what's going on
It's
here?
like watching any any hospital show on TV. It's not that dark. You go into a hospital and it's insane
blinding.
light, right? Yeah.
It's such a sanitized look.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's like blues and oranges in this hospital,
Yep.
and I can't see one half
Right.
of your face. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So with Ozark, it's this dark haze over the
Yeah.
entire thing, and I'm just like, who made this
It's
choice?
it's a kind of oppressive kind of mood of the show.
I get that, and I respect it. I think it pushes it just a stop too far.
You know what you would like? Teen Lust.
It's like any Riverdale fans here.
All the film cuts and shit.
Right.
No, in Riverdale there's always fog.
Oh, okay.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be sorry anybody watching this. If you watch Riverdale, just look in the background. It is always foggy. There is
Is that a horror show?
kind of.
Yeah.
It's more of a comedy.
Is it? Yeah,
CW.
I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's CW, man. So they're like,
It hides Canada from behind them because that's where they shoot like everything.
yeah.
Not to put Canada down, but it
fucking
eventually
A.
it
Front
looks
of the
like
Canadian.
everywhere. Yeah, or it looks doesn't take you away. But Doctor Who, of course, created the regeneration, so they've always been able to explain why these actors get recast. So they came up with that back in their early days.
They don't just James Bond them.
No, which it was really a great idea. Honestly, you don't have to explain anything. He regenerates. There you go. That's it.
Well, James Bond is just the title, right?
The
Nope.
code name.
I disagree. Nope, because every James Bond's parents have died the same way.
Well, that's what.
Do they just target orphans
Yeah.
who've? No, man.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, this guy's getting old. Like Sean Connery was getting old, so they're like, kill that kid's parents, and then get him in the system.
It's Anakin Skywalker, that bitch.
So now, like, Daniel Craig's getting older.
Get the phone book. How many Bonds we got?
Yeah,
Okay, we need.
they just go Anakin on.
We need
people's kids.
a family of 3 who
Yeah.
likes mountain climbing or wants to try it, and yeah.
Has
That
a-
kid looks like he could be good at
Yeah.
parkour in the future. Kill his parents.
He's a little heavy, but we'll work his ass out. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I
did it
guess-
with Chris Pratt. They can do it with anybody.
Yes, he gives me hope.
Yeah, that was a big man, and it was a lot of it. He was tall too, so it got spread out, so it didn't look too bad. But
Yeah.
like, that was a big man, and they cut that boy out.
Dude.
So my whole fitness strategy or kind of weight loss plan.
You have
It's-
one of those?
Yes. it's getting cast in a Marvel film.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, get the Marvel diet, steroids and chicken. And
Ah, fuck that.
Well, think about
I'm
that,
gonna
yeah.
be like, that's why I've been applying. Speaking of this being like casting,
you been talking to Kevin?
no, did I?
We don't talk about Kevin.
I met Nick Nicotero, Walking Dead,
Nice.
right? And I was like, hey, I think I should be on The Walking Dead. I feel like I can bring something to the cast. You know, a little bit of levity. You know,
Nexus 6 shirt
no, I was
torn
just
up
like,
a little
I'll
bit.
crack some jokes.
Yeah.
And he goes, nah, that's a great idea. I just have to say, though. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, we are looking for people at this point in the show that look like they are trying to survive. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's the nicest anyone said. That's
my
the
number,
nicest way anyone's
8675309.
ever called me fat. I was like, fuck you. And then the next season, that big mulleted bastard was in there. I'm like, he doesn't look like he's trying to survive.
You inspired him.
I'd argue that he does look like he's trying to survive
It's like
better
that,
than
right?
anybody
Well,
else.
My argument was like, maybe before this whole thing, I was just really good at canning stuff. And I had reserves. You know, I had some...
You ran a gravy factory.
Right.
or maybe I was obscenely obese, and I've lost the weight since.
Yeah.
Please tell me what is obscenely obese? What's your
person
category?
that was
1,000-pound
the
sisters?
Hacker and Blade.
Yeah, that guy.
Gross.
Oh, dude.
What about the big guy on Lost? You think after a season he probably would have, had
That guy was going-
island without food?
No, he was going ham on some coconuts. Those have got a lot of fat in them.
Well, they're healthy.
You can
know?
grill them.
It's a healthy fat.
Or no, wait. Watermelon I've seen grilled, and it looks like a fucking steak.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, no.
It's not.
Hey, would
refuse.
you super glue your hand to a counter to get some watermelon fried up?
Not since breakfast.
No. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
James Cromwell
right.
reference. Amanda Waller's getting a show. Possibly. They're working on it. Peacemaker fans here? Anybody?
Oh, Peacemaker, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Steve has to see it. He'll love it.
It's so ridiculous.
Thank you for not modifying the costume too much from
No,
the comic.
love it.
Just being like pretty textbook with it because
Yep.
he looks so goddamn dumb.
Yes.
He's the tight
And he wears
shirt.
it to like interviews and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
John Cena is amazing.
He is.
Yes, he is.
I mean, James Gunn, man, he can make anything work. He brought squirrels to the MCU that talk and
Raccoon.
So yeah. Oh, raccoon. Sorry. I
It's
shouldn't say
in his
squirrels.
name.
There is a squirrel girl. he'll probably
Rocket
tackle.
Squirrel.
Yes, Rocket Squirrel. But yeah, he did the Suicide Squad, which was prior to Peacemaker. Viola Davis is in talks to reprise her role, which she started 2016's Suicide Squad.
I think that is textbook casting right there.
Yeah. No, she's
Oh,
great.
she was great.
She
Jared
was great.
Leto, awful. I'll just throw it in. I think I've said it every episode I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Fucking hate Jared Leto. I just don't like him.
He's a little
as a
method.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Like
Honestly, that's
he's
fine.
just like, he said use condoms. He does that, and he's a fucking method actor. I send people in the office use condoms, and I'm a bad boss.
He's got
And ouch,
several
the handcuffs are
lawsuits
hurting.
waiting.
Yeah.
No, but
And I'd be like, it's not even mine.
dude, talk about a character that is able to go to like toe to toe with like the intimidation factor of Batman.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do
She's
that?
ruthless as
Amanda
hell.
Waller. That's how you
Yes.
do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I remember, I think it was the Justice League series where they had her on there, and her first introduction, she introduces herself, and Batman's giving her the sass and everything, and he like turns out, I think she says his name, she knows, and it's like,
Yeah.
'cause as a kid, that was the first time I saw someone like not. You
Yeah.
don't see them discovering his identity; they just know,
Right.
and that's power to me.
Right,
Yeah.
I saw
right.
that, I was like, oh.
Yeah. No, dude, she's so intense. The Suicide Squad, before they knock her out, she's just like at an 11,
Oh,
just
tremendous.
losing it. And bam, they kind of were like the audience there knocking her out.
Yep.
But no, I look forward to it. I'm sure they can do it. James Gunn will executive produce it, so I'm sure it'll be very successful and it'll work just like Peacemaker. So HBO Max will be where it is at. And comics, Steve?
Yeah, so a couple big names passed away recently, Neil Adams and George Perez, and don't want to be the bummer and bring the room down, but I mean these guys were just great influences for a lot of modern comic professionals today. I think it was 59. Neil Adams got his start, and he really in the late 60s, early 70s, did a lot of work for Marvel and DC both, and kind of helped steer Batman out of the silly phase, into him and Dennis O'Neil, kind of really turned that around. The Green Lantern, Green Arrow series, introduced a lot of social relevance into comics. And his visual style was just so fluid and realistic. And George Perez really, he was younger than Neil Adams, but he also had that really realistic, very fluid, artistic style. And he was one of my favorite Batman storylines, A Lonely Place of Dying, that introduced Tim Drake.
Nice.
George Perez drew that story. And, he did a lot of great stuff. He did Avengers. He did some X-Men. He did Infinity Gauntlet, the first 3 issues, I believe. Wow. Maybe 3.5 issues. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Wonder Woman, Superman. He's done it all. But, those 2 guys were phenomenal, And Neil Adams, I think, you can argue how great he is as a comic book professional as far as his talent goes. But I think one of his greatest contributions, and I put it on the blog, was getting creators credit for their work. And
yes,
he helped Siegel and Schuster start getting credit for Superman, and also start getting paid for Superman, and later in their lives, obviously. But the guy was just not only insanely talented, from an artistic standpoint, but he also had, his ethics were as great as his talent, so
absolutely.
Yeah, both great artists, and it's sad to see them gone. But that's the latest update. As far as reading, I've got a lot of backlog on download.
Course.
I've been really enjoying this the Spawn universe lately.
Yes.
There's a gunslinger Spawn who comes from the Old West.
Nice.
Just
like Clint Eastwood, but
one of the most hilarious books out there right now.
Right.
It is really fun, but
Nice.
really good stuff. But it was. I just published that this morning on Neil Adams and George Perez. So.
And people can find that on
stevescomicblog.com.
Absolutely, that's
so
awesome.
easy peasy to remember.
That's great. A quick shout out. Neil Adams did a great interview series with Kevin Smith when it was Fat Man on Batman, I think it was called. You just learned about his history. It was fantastic. And I actually saw him at a con and got some art autographed.
Nice.
I'm so happy I did that.
Yeah.
I never did get to meet George Perez, unfortunately, but Neil Adams was actually at our first Des Moines Wizard Con, I believe. So.
Wow.
Yeah, just walking the floor. It was cool, man. It was cool, but it's such a bummer. Their work will live on and influence so many as it has already. But big bummer there. But getting into something very exciting and dealing with what these 2 men, gave us, Doctor Strange Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Was it in the multiverse?
I know, I keep screwing that up.
Hold
Doctor
on.
Strange 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Yes. So we will have
Doctor
spoilers.
Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we're talking spoilers
yes,
today?
absolutely. We can quickly say, I dug it, so we can just say
spoiler warning first.
Yes.
But yes, absolutely. I had so much fun with that movie.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Had
absolutely.
fun. It was great.
Dave?
That was all right.
It was very lukewarm.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how it was after we saw it, but there was moments you really liked.
for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I just, it was all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Where should we
I
start,
think
guys?
that the stories that I heard, like the thoughts or kind of speculations of what the stories were going to be,
the rumors are crazy.
were
Everyone's
much more,
gonna be in this.
which I think would have made a better story than what was told.
Would it have made a better story, or would it have given you a little more fan service?
No, I just think it would have been.
Because you're talking like Tom Cruise in
No,
Iron Man.
I'm just
Iron
saying
Man.
like how the multiverse was like cracked because of something he did, right? And then shit starts falling apart.
Oh, he's the new Tony Stark. He's fucking everything up.
Well,
And pointing fingers at others.
But, like,
how dare you?
I just feel like that
I
was
just trying to
be-
make some protection.
Like if there was maybe, I don't know, some consequences from prior actions
Yeah.
that would have kind
He
of
is
rolled
reckless.
over into this.
But is he that way in the comics too?
Not necessarily,
No,
or at least
okay.
he wasn't back in the old days.
Okay.
You know.
But I mean, for the movie universe, right? Like it's just like, oh well, he's just like, oh, you fucked with
Doctor
this.
Strange.
No, it's like, oh, you fucked with the spell. They were like, oh, don't do that
Yeah.
because it, fucks with stuff. And then he did it, and then it was just like, oh, we'll just undo it, and then that was it, right? It was like, if we're painting this larger universe, let's actually have some consequences to stuff he shouldn't be doing.
Right.
Roll over into another movie. Whereas right now it was just like, oh, Wanda, she just wants her kids back. And now this is happening. And it's like, that's fucking...
Well, this movie was her fault, wasn't it? Like, he didn't cause anything to happen.
But that's what I'm saying, is that I would have much more enjoyed if
Him
there were
fucking up?
consequences for his actions.
Oh, from Spider-Man you're talking.
In
Oh, I
Spider-Man.
see.
Because then it's like this larger continuity.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he did something, and now he did something, he was reckless, he did something he shouldn't have done, because Wong was like, don't fucking
Right.
do that.
well, don't you think
And
that?
then he was just like, okay, and then this is the reason you don't fuck around with it.
Well, don't you think that would have given a little more like of a creative grasp, like chokehold on Sam Raimi when doing it? Because he's like, all right, so Spider-Man did this, now you have to do this, rather than just explore the multiverse how you would want to.
Yeah, but it's a universe. There's a cause and effect that kind of ripples throughout
Right.
everything else. And then if you just want to do standalone movies, do standalone movies. Don't have...
Well, we also don't know the extent of like of the forgetfulness of after Spider-Man, because
Yeah, because he could have threw that into the spell too. Like, and forget I fucked up.
well, yeah, I think everybody's forgetting that he fucked up because
No, but
everybody's
that's-
forgetting Spider-Man, and that was
Everybody
all
forgets
they were
Tony
focusing
Stark
on.
fucked up. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
like that was the focus. All of those events happened with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So what? You just forget the Spider-Man in these events that happened and
Yeah.
can't piece together how
Right.
it came to a conclusion.
No, I just think that there should be...
No, I get it. Yeah, like he shouldn't be able to go to a wedding without fucking cops like asshole, or.
Well, what are they gonna do to the
Right,
not
it's true.
Sorcerer
That's
Supreme?
true.
No, but the thing is, right, is just like, there has to be
Yeah,
some tie,
I get. Yeah,
right? Like,
Yeah.
I know DC gets a lot of shit.
yeah.
But
yeah.
I feel like, in this Snyderverse, there was always this happened, and now there's an actual... You have to actually answer for those consequences of what you did in prior movies, right? It's just like...
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like that this movie was self-contained, but yeah, when you're in an open universe, I guess it is different. It is going against a little bit of the grain what they set up. He did refer to Spider-Man once, but other than that, they didn't really refer to the last, and probably because that was a cameo appearance, maybe.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his film, but I guess if you look at Doctor
Like he was the
Strange, yeah.
catalyst of that film.
Yes. Yeah. So like Doctor Strange to Doctor Strange 2, a lot has happened, right? And so
Yeah.
you've got Infinity War, Endgame, and then Spider-Man, all that stuff. And I listened to one reviewer who I really respect, but he didn't do the homework and watch WandaVision, so he had no idea what the fuck was going on with their kids and stuff. I'm like, well, unfortunately, you have to watch this shit to understand it entirely,
Right.
Which is
I-
asking a lot of people, but still, I mean, I guess they
That's
could have done
not-
a quick recap.
Hey, sit down and watch this super entertaining show, you fuck.
Nah, but,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if he hadn't fucked it up, we wouldn't have got the Illuminati. So that was
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool, right?
Yeah.
That was fucking cool.
That
That was
was-
the highlight of the film, in
We're-
my opinion.
We're talking about these kind of like pompous like asshole characters in like Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. They have some similarities in how stubborn they are with
Yes.
their intelligence.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Which is like, that's interesting. Oh, all the smart people are assholes. No, we got Reed Richards, and he was
Dude.
like the nicest person in that whole Illuminati thing.
Oh
He was
my
the most
God.
understanding, and I was like,
I was overjoyed when that
The
happened.
smartest man in the world.
Dude.
did he say the world or
Fucking
the
awesome.
universe? Smartest man in the universe, Reed Richards.
I don't know if they
Everything
say
slowed down
universe.
for me at that point, so I
I
don't even
know.
remember what it was said. I just
It's
remember him. I'm like,
turned into Charlie Brown adults for a second.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah. What was that portal he came from? What the hell was that? I missed that.
I have no clue.
I'll see it
Dude.
again. Damn it.
Smartest man in the universe. He doesn't
Oh,
have
they
to.
just thought. He's like, oh.
No,
I
he
need
just
to-
didn't. He doesn't need to explain it to you. You wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't. There you go. You should be a Marvel writer.
Plus, it was actually just CG because it was a movie. It didn't actually exist.
Oh my God.
I know.
What?
I know.
Get out.
How much do you want
I
to
was
bet?
afraid to see me on screen.
How much
That
you
was
want to
real.
bet at like little novelty like bars and restaurants that pizza balls are going to be a thing now?
Oh man, yeah, there you go.
You
That
got
was a
it.
funny. They go on red too, right?
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I guess we go on red here.
Pizza balls.
And
Pizza balls.
Bruce Campbell, hot dog
Bruce
vendor. Was he a
Yeah.
hot dog vendor?
Yeah, he was
Beating
the hot
the
dog.
crap
vendor.
out of
He was,
himself.
Dude, Evil Dead nod,
Yeah.
right? And
what was that? The Pizza Papa? Papa Pizza?
oh yeah, yeah. Is that what? Yes. Yep.
I would have liked if they had spent more time in other dimensions, the multiverses.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was like, ooh, in the multiverse of madness. No, you didn't. You fell through a couple, landed
It
in
was
one.
actually pretty short for a current Marvel film. It was like 2 hours and change. That's
Yeah.
it. It could have.
I would
You
have.
could have
Yeah,
stretched it.
I would have liked if
That
they
would've
had
been
been
fun.
like, I don't know, maybe chased through a few of them. Right?
I mean, they
Like,
went through a few,
yeah, I
and
know,
that
but
was
it was
cool.
just like,
that was
eh.
trippy as shit. I thought.
That's
I
where
just-
all the
paint
budget
world-
went, baby.
Yeah,
It was
right?
that one sequence.
But I think Sam Raimi. It needed Sam Raimi to pull this off. I thought his directing was great, and it was totally like it was totally for Strange. I thought.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I just want to thank Sam Raimi for the most successful horror movie of 2022. Because this Marvel film was the most hardcore Marvel film.
I would say
hands
so.
down.
The MCU, right?
Yeah.
Because they had the Marvel before. But yeah.
Well, yeah.
And the most violent. I mean, geez, neck breaks and
Well,
poor Professor
wanna-
X.
Spoiler alert with Black Bolt, but that one made me shudder,
Yeah.
like thinking about, because when Wanda takes his mouth away and you just see his brain implode, it's just.
Oh, dude, yeah, and Anson Mount, who was in the failed Inhumans television series as the same character. At first, we talked about this before. I was like, who the hell is that dressed up? Man, they got a great jawline and shit. I'm like, oh my god, it's him.
Yeah.
Brilliant,
Captain Pike. Yep.
brilliant. But yeah,
Peggy Carter.
oh fuck yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous.
it wasn't Butch like big beefed up like the What If series.
They were saying she,
Oh, here? Yeah.
she's got a set of lungs.
I've met her. I got
Have
a
you?
picture. Yeah, I got a picture with her, an autograph. Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you want her number? I'll tell you later.
Yeah, just
They've probably got a bunch of little like weird celebrity meetups and connections. That
Probably,
I
yeah.
was talking. You heard my story on Greg Sestero and everything.
Yeah, that was
Dude,
great.
yeah. No, but like the What If she got the serum and she became like really big and she was just her regular self, which I was fine with. I thought that was fine. She just had
They
the costume.
padded her up a little
Maybe,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Love that
had to.
shield though.
Oh,
People are gonna
shield.
buy
Yeah.
that shield. I got the Captain America one that Hasbro put out years back, and dude, they're up to so many. And they're expensive. You can get the Thor hammer. They got the new Thor hammer that's been put back together with super glue. you know.
Beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but dude, that shield, man, that is so cool. I mean, you're a Brit, right? You were born over there. You need that shield, man.
Peggy Carter is one of us.
Yes, one of us.
One of us.
Yes. No, but yeah, Reed Richards. That was like fan casting. Actually, that happened.
Right.
You could say because, man, and there's so many possibilities. Like he could be Reed Richards. I want him to be Reed Richards in the movie if they ever do the damn thing.
Yeah.
And I want Emily Blunt just because, not because they're a couple. That's a perk, but she's a great actress, and that's part of the fan casting.
I think they got divorced.
Huh?
I think they got divorced.
No, they're together.
I just saw an article that said they were.
What?
So a whole article? Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake
No,
news.
look it up.
Fake news.
Fake news. Yeah, Zombie Strange. That was cool. I loved how he was like, Wong was like, "How are you?" Or was it Wong that asked him like, "How are you going to go back to this universe? Because you need a body and a habit of your own." He's like, "It doesn't have to be living." I thought that was so.
No,
cool.
that was was it Christina?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
she's like,
Yep.
"All right, don't you need a living body to dream walk?" And he's like,
That was awesome.
nobody said living. And then
I love it. Yep.
you dive into the more like macabre kind of aspects of the Marvel universe
Yeah.
with like just because they didn't put this in Thanos' character, I thought we were gonna get like a Lady Death or Death being a part of it.
Yeah.
With going into that like underworld and the restless dead spirits.
Right.
It's like give me who Thanos originally simped for in the comics, please, and give me Deadpool's girlfriend.
And in some universe, Ant-Man went up Thanos' ass.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just then increased to his 25-foot
Yes.
size.
Yes.
Because
Do you
regular,
think like
I
Thanos
think he would.
is enough of a beast though that it would just kill Ant-Man?
I don't know how the physics work in Ant-Man because supposedly the size doesn't change the momentum, but the mass and everything. But when he's big, he can like throw buses. But when he's small, he can like punch people 20 feet in the air. Like I don't get the physics.
I don't either.
I just suspension of disbelief. So I would say, based on Ant-Man physics, he would absolutely tear Thanos' ass up from the inside.
All I can say,
Cone blow.
all I can say is once years ago, there's a Subway deal: buy 2 get 1 free, footlongs.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't either.
I did eat all 3, and I shot out an Ant-Man.
That's not as bad as I thought we were going.
Yeah.
Where did you think I was going?
Well,
I put the 3rd one in my butt.
oh.
I thought you disconnected his mic for a second.
No, I was charging it, making sure we don't.
No,
You're just Mike.
Yeah.
I'll just say the former spokesperson. I thought we were going there. So,
Oh,
no,
good.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. No, that was your pain was valid there. Yes. No, I get you.
$5 footlongs.
Oh gosh. But anyway,
Are we getting into, hold on, you were talking about Spawn earlier. You're getting into. Are we getting to Spawn anything anytime soon?
well, yeah.
At some point, they were talking about another movie, but I don't know where that is.
McFarlane was actually going to direct it, right?
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx was going to be Spawn.
But
Do they need to do a multiverse or something? Well, the comics, these all other Spawns, are they in the same?
They're all in the same universe.
Okay, so they don't do a multiverse.
And there's a title where they're all working together.
Right.
That's what they need to
and-
do.
oh,
Just
man.
go for it.
It is
Don't
so
build
cool.
anything. Just
we
go.
already saw Spawn in the multiverse in Ready Player One. He was one of the fun character avatars there.
Yeah.
That was the
man.
last time we saw Spawn on a screen.
Probably.
Which-
He's
Probably,
done
yeah.
better. Yeah.
It's a Steven
The
Spielberg
HBO
movie.
animated series, though,
Yeah.
that was pretty
Good
sweet.
shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the comic is, it's always been pretty consistently fun.
Yeah.
But the last couple of years, it's just really kind of shot up. I
Yeah.
think in quality. Again, but yeah, good stuff.
Just capture that, man. That's all I needed
Right.
to do. Professor X's hover chair, yellow hover chair.
I laughed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
because he rolled out super slow, and you're expecting like the cool silver sleek wheelchair, and out of nowhere it's this like yellow VW bus looking wheelchair, and I just like snickered when he came on screen. It was supposed to be this big.
Is it because it's
moment.
Patrick Stewart? Like, if it was a younger Xavier, do you think it would have been more effective?
No, it
No.
was nothing to do with Charles. It was.
But you
Okay.
never watched the cartoons in the 90s.
Yeah, I did. Not in the 90s,
They
but
put
growing up, I had
Played
the
theme,
VHS
too,
tapes.
right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I watched it on
Yeah.
VHS as a kid.
Yeah.
I had like a volume 1, 2, and 3 deal. Like I loved that, but like seeing it live act, there's just some things that don't.
Too much
translate.
fan service?
There's just some things that don't translate from animation over to real life, and the giant yellow motorized wheelchair is one.
The fuck?
They had a wide ass space for that fucker, too.
Yeah.
You know,
He's coming.
You know what it reminds me of? You know those fucking showers or baths that they have for old people with a door thing you just can like sit in? That's what that was. It's just detached from the bathroom.
So he's in the tub the whole time.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
He's just in there.
dirty water.
No, he's like got a little jacuzzi up in there, just
rubber
bubbling
ducky
away. He's not wearing pants. He's got a suit top
Why
on.
would he have a
I'm pruny.
dude? Why would he have a jacuzzi? He couldn't feel shit.
Yeah, but you know.
He's got his arms on the outside. What do you think? He's like, oh yes, my belly button feels great.
Hey man, it's soothing.
It's the toilet. Yeah.
Maybe he had some like a bath bomb in there, so he's just getting maybe
got
some
some
of the
Epsom
aroma
salt
coming
for-
out.
Epsom salt for the toe fungus.
Is that lavender?
Wolverine gave it to me.
Right.
The lavender bath bomb.
Oh my god.
No, but his the moment he was in, he was able to go into Wanda's mind, and that
I wanted
scene-
more of that, honestly.
That
It
was great.
cool.
It was a short sequence, and it was like that goes back to the horror comment I made earlier. That made me jump.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when the cloud approaches.
Yeah, and we had a
Oh.
jump scare. We had jump scares in the movie, This one legitimately frightened me, and it was literally just Wanda. It wasn't
Wanda
Scarlet
was-
Witch.
Yeah, and she didn't have to, just the look and the way she moved and when she possessed the other Wanda and just blood
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude,
Shout out to her for she's amazing.
great actress.
Yeah.
Way to portray something that unstoppable and that scary
And
so well.
the last time we saw her was WandaVision, and didn't really fear her until this movie. I felt when she, changes the reality around them, and she's like full on like, yeah, I'm trying to get that girl.
Yeah, so
And
you're just like, okay, yeah,
you don't fuck with her.
you have the power of the Reality Stone
Yeah.
at this point. That's what I saw, and I'm like, Infinity Stone power
Yeah.
is scary.
And the classic Sam Raimi camera, like a lot of Evil Dead.
Oh, we got a cross dissolve montage of like during this explanation, just these slow dissolves of characters, and I was like, this is
Yep.
comic panel-y. This is Spider-Man-esque. Like, I loved seeing that. I'm like, only Sam Raimi.
Poor Reed Richards.
Yep.
Oh,
That
poor
was-
dude. Just
We got to win, and then we lost it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's the best part of the multiverse, though.
Right, right.
Multi, right? I mean,
there you go. We
Yeah,
got a
and it's
couple
not
more.
over because Charlize Theron
it's
comes in
easy,
at the end.
easy to bring him back if you wanted to
Oh,
use
yeah.
John Krasinski, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I told this to Dave. Like Benjamin Cumberbatch he played Strange in every
Benedict.
Benedict. Sorry, I thought that
Benjamin.
was off. That's his cousin.
Hello, Benjamin.
Brother.
That's his
Yeah.
cousin. Yeah, wears a T-shirt. I'm related. No, but every reality we saw, he was Doctor Strange.
Right.
So
Yeah.
not to say John Krasinski is Reed Richards in whatever world we
Yeah.
get, but then you have to say Patrick Stewart's Xavier, and dude.
well, Peter Parker's were different, I mean,
that's
so
true, yes,
there's
yes.
flexibility there, and
there is, yeah.
I'm down for that. I mean,
But there's also a distinct lack of people in certain other universes because
Right.
with those Peter Parkers, they come over and like, what's the Avengers?
what was the Avenger? Is it a
Yeah.
band?
The Avengers
Right,
don't
yeah.
exist in
Yeah.
two of those universes. So
Yeah. Well, when Toby said that, like he was like, "You do?" I was like, "Oh my god, they went there in his universe." He's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense." Yeah, yeah. I like that. Yeah, Wong was a badass in this film. Danny Elfman scored it. It was fantastic. I don't know. I liked it. Yes, I do see some shortcomings, but other than that, like,
Well, you're never gonna get a perfect
No,
movie,
no,
especially
no.
when you have Marvel, which is such
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
There's usually formulas to everything.
Yeah.
I think this was the most non-formulaic Marvel movie to come out in the past 5 years.
it's
maybe.
refreshing. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get too much into the universe share. It's like copy and paste after. Like Black Widow was copy and paste to me. Sadly, just like big ideas, but not a lot of, not a lot to follow
Right.
through with. Yeah.
There wasn't a joke every 18 seconds.
Right.
You know.
Jesus, Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like I was
Yeah,
watching
there
a
weren't-
better movie.
No, dude, it was pretty.
There
yeah.
weren't a lot of laughs in the movie.
I'm just happy they gave Sam Raimi, well, because he's Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
He's not just like a young up and coming guy. It's gonna, yes, I'll do that. Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
absolutely.
No. Yeah, I loved it, and yeah, I think actually this film could have been longer. Honestly, I think we could get a director's cut. I'd be happy with that. Maybe you could explore more.
Release the Raimi
consequences. Yes, for sure. Yeah, Darkman, kind of nod I felt with the zombie too. Like Liam Neeson's Darkman, Raimi did back in the day.
Yep,
When he's
yep.
talking, which Liam Neeson says he would like to revisit. So
Yeah.
You
not much makeup required. That's good, right?
Talk about revisiting. They have, what do they call it? An infraction on the dark universe, the multiverse. What's it called? Where Dormammu is.
Oh,
The dark dimension.
yes.
Which I'm interested to see because are we going to be coming back to Dormammu? Is it going to be something else within the dark dimension? Because
Right.
that's all we've really seen of that, and it seems so infracted already
Yeah.
with all the breaks and splits and everything in it. So I'm just curious what the hell's happening in there.
Right.
And see, because I never, so when Charlize Theron
Shows up. Yeah.
shows up, and she's Cleo, right?
Yeah, I don't even know the character.
I think it's Cleo. Yeah, well, I didn't know the character either, and I never saw the Eternals. And I was like, I thought she was like an Eternal.
Oh, okay.
How's that
yeah.
look? Has
Yeah,
it look
she does,
like that?
doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had the Eternal look to her. I was like, oh, she just must have been like a character in the Eternals and is now finally interacting with the humans of this
Yeah.
universe because it's not just their universe, it's the multiverse. So
So
I
much
thought
going
that's
on
what she
right
was.
now.
But then that makes me think, oh, well, bring the Eternals into the whole
Yeah.
gig. I know that's probably what was, because in the post-credits scene of that movie,
Yep.
you had a bunch of stuff that I didn't understand except for probably Blade.
Harry Styles.
Which I didn't even know that was the voice until like after. I thought it was somebody else. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
But yeah, so I just thought she was an Eternal, but no, she's a totally new character.
They're dealing with time, multiverse. Yeah.
Big hands sticking out of the ocean.
Goddamn right.
Yeah. There's just a lot.
They seem to have forgotten about that.
Has it been kind of messy to you with all these new ideas? Because they're so like, we gradually got to Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Thanos. Now it's kind of like just full force. Like, you get that a little bit? Cool. Boom, we're going to do this. We're going to do Eternals.
Well, I'm trusting them to wrap things,
Yeah.
at the end of the phase, right? You know, I mean...
Kevin Feige's not a fool.
No, not at all.
Yeah, he's got a plan, I'm sure.
Right.
But
Like, I really hated the end of Man of Steel, right? But then when they wrapped it in, though, to Batman vs.
that was
Superman...
genius, I thought.
It made
yeah.
me like Man of Steel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this property damage stop. This is Crazy Town. And so they went back to revisit that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, at least they're revisiting it, Not a fan.
It's Batman versus Superman.
I'm not saying no.
wait.
I'm with you. I'm just saying.
But you have not seen the director's cut, right?
But we're talking like
No, I
consequences,
haven't
right?
seen the ultimate.
That
edition.
introduced consequences, and
But
so
they actually had to hey, can't
yeah.
fucking fly around,
Right.
taking down an entire city.
I know.
and then just move on.
and then just move on. And so the fact that they didn't move on, I thought was probably the most brilliant part of Batman versus Superman.
right,
So,
right.
because they addressed the accountability, right? But
I think they only addressed the accountability because after Man of Steel, because there was a pretty good gap between the two movies.
Yeah.
And in
3
between
years,
that gap,
wasn't it?
the fans were like, so Superman just fucking murdered those people or let those people die in that city? And then
Some
Zack
people
Snyder
die.
probably was just like, and? All right, fine, I'll address it. Fine, fuck it.
I think you have to give Zack Snyder a bit more credit than that. I think he had the whole thing.
Zack Snyder's best film is Guardians of Ga'Hoole.
Good movie.
Oh, that's the Owl movie, right?
Yeah, it's a fucking owl movie. I love that movie.
No, it was a good movie, but no,
No, I'm saying he's a fine filmmaker. I'm just saying the stories that
You
he
should stay out of the
tells-
writing room.
Yeah, please do. Just stick with the camera department and the direction of
I
everything.
don't think he was in the writing room.
You sound very far away.
He wasn't in the writing room.
Pretty sure he was in the writing room.
No. Anyways, moving on.
He's like, that's a nice script.
Snyderverse, I would say.
Well, my brother Joey's a huge Snyder follower. So.
Yeah, no, I would say I
thing we got
appreciate
Rudy here,
appreciate
throw
the
chairs
more
and shit.
mature themes of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
The MCU, yeah, it's good for a laugh. You're like, hey, it's fun.
Well, that's
right?
why I liked
Fun, upbeat.
Strange. Because it's not, I wouldn't say it's a kid's movie.
yeah, I wouldn't either.
No, yeah.
I say this is for the adult
Oh,
fans of Marvel.
That. I saw Robocop when I was like 8.
I actually heard someone's account that they brought their kid to it, and the kid brought a Wanda doll, and afterwards it was like,
You just chucked
I'm
it
done.
with the popcorn
yeah,
with the trash.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Wanda. She's scary. Yeah.
Especially when she fucking killed Xavier popping out of that red smoke. Just,
I think she's still pretty hot.
Kind of shitty though. She thought she could take out the other Wanda, and the kids would be like, "Oh yeah, you're the same."
I know. That's just supreme arrogance right there.
Right,
Well,
a little bit, right?
I do like to think that that's purely the Darkhold's effect on her.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Which
Yeah.
I'm sad because the Darkhold the copy of the Darkhold got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's just like the residual effect. So
The
there
first
does-
print's still out there.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The Darkhold does not have to exist for the effects of it to still be taking place on you.
Oh.
And then obviously that's what comes into at the end of the movie with Mr. Third Eye
Yes.
saying the Darkhold still has a hold over Strange.
Right.
Which, does that make him more pompous and arrogant? Does that make him take greater risks? Does that make him evil?
Right.
So many questions, so few answers.
I wonder what kind of I mean, is his optometrist bill gonna go up?
What do those glasses look like? Look like the Triforce?
They look strange. Boom.
And that's where there's a cut.
Oh, that's
got the
great.
title.
Oh yeah, fantastic movie. I think, and
Yeah.
it was awesome. I'd love to see it again. I don't know if I'll get to the theater in time, but yeah, I saw it in IMAX. I was really happy.
Josh and I saw it together.
Yeah.
We held hands because we were both scared.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
That wasn't a hand. No. Kidding.
Well.
He made me share popcorn with him that was on his lap.
Was it warm?
Mom never
It's
told
hard
him.
to cut that with a butter knife.
I had
Anyway.
to butter it myself.
Yes. Yes. Just like B&B theaters. Dang it. Butter your own popcorn. Oh, yeah. That we talked about that before. No one's going to get that. Or
Cut
will
that.
they?
So wait, you saw it in IMAX? Is there a different IMAX than the Palms?
No. That's where we saw it.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait, you butter your own popcorn there?
No, there's a different theater in Ankeny. You butter your own.
Fucking weird.
You have to go there. Yeah.
Butter my popcorn, you lazy fucks.
Yeah.
Right. How hard is
While you're at it, butter my biscuits.
Look at it. Look, I'm not an active man. Take a look at me. Butter my popcorn.
Yeah, if I want to butter my own popcorn, I'll put in a job application here, right? You know,
Well, no
and-
shit.
You
It's
just
like,
have to
what
sit
if
there,
you
take a
come in-
piece of popcorn, put it on a stick of butter, and then eat that.
You know, how many parents come in with like 6 kids to themselves or whatever, and it's like, oh, I got to fill up my drink, and now I have to butter my own popcorn. How about I just get behind the counter and just help myself? You know,
They're like, hey, we gave you recliner chairs. Shut the fuck up.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. And reserved seating. So shut up. And they heat your ass.
You bastards.
You bastards.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. Quick plugs, and we're out of here. So go ahead, plug your Nexus 6.
I thought I already did.
Oh,
I want you to plug it. I want to hear your
Oh, there
sales
we go.
pitch.
My sales pitch?
Yeah.
All right.
Plug your video skills.
My video. Oh,
If you like
specifically
Batman v Superman.
Hey, so if you liked how this podcast looked, you should come talk to us over at Nexus 6, full service digital marketing agency, whether you need websites, video production, or just your socials taken care of. We've got you from head to toe. We got the best value here in the Midwest, and we sure love to have your business and talk some nerdy stuff with you.
That's so hot.
There you go. Nice.
Folks, that was
Mom
ready.
never told me about Nexus 6.
Well,
Yeah.
well, Mama don't know. Won't
No,
hurt her.
Mom doesn't know.
What a great callback for
Right.
the show. Yes.
Yeah, stevescomicblog.com. Just talk randomly about whatever. I don't.
Great insights.
Yeah, I'm bringing back my why is this character cool? It always gets the most hits.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
I get anywhere from 300 to 600 hits a blog, and anytime I do one of those, it's 1 to like 4,000. You know, so
Sure.
I think I'll start doing more of those.
Do it, man.
Get a little
Do
more
it.
attention on
Absolutely. Field of Geeks. Check us out wherever you podcast or get your podcasts from. fieldofgeeks.com. We're on YouTube. This will be on YouTube. So, yeah, like, subscribe, and, of course, share all around. So, with that said, we'll be back. I'm Josh.
So I'm Steve.
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dave.
Take care.